Schoology assessment is not your average grandmother's assessment. I kid you not. There's so much you can do with it. There's like 18. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 different question types that you can include in your Schoology assessment. It surpasses any type of online assessment that I know of. Quizzes, Kahoot, Google Forms. If you're wanting to give a student a test online and you have access to Schoology, Schoology assessments is where you should make your assessments. So what I'm going to do in this video, and it's going to be a long one, I'm going to go through each question type and show you what you can do. Let's start with multiple choice. Now, multiple choice, it's your average multiple choice question. What is 2 plus 2, right? And if you're a math teacher, you'll love the equation feature where you can just type in equations, fractions, etc. through this rich text editor, all right? Another thing you can do, per question, you can add a tool. So let's say you didn't enable that tool in the setup, you can enable it per question. So I got calculator, ruler, protractor, etc. All right, so that feature's there. Very, very, very handy. I'm gonna delete that. Don't need that. Okay, so let's go ahead and put my answers here. 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you want, you can add more answer choices. And it's like, I hated those questions back in the day when the teacher would do, is it A? Is it B? Is it A and B? Or A, B, and D? And A, B, and E, and F? It's like, oh my goodness. So those are tricky, but you can do those if you want to. You can add as many options as you want. Not quite sure what the limit is, but as you can see, I can keep going on forever. And if I want to remove the answer choice, all I have to do is do this. Right here, right below it is the correct answer setup. The correct answer obviously is 4, but let's say, hypothetically speaking, there's multiple responses or multiple answers that work. If I click multiple responses, I can add more than one answer. All right. So if I have exact match, that means the student has to select both 4 and 6 to get the correct answer. If I do partial match, as you can tell here, 100%, if they select 4 or if they select just 6, they'll get 50% partial credit for that question. All right, so that's a nifty feature. You can also do it this way. So if I have it set where there's only one correct answer in this case, but let's say, I don't know, I can add an alternate answer as well. Maybe you're doing a correction on the exam and you're like, well, technically this can be the correct answer as well. You can add an alternate answer and select the correct option. Shuffle options is a great feature. You'll just shuffle up the multiple choices. Okay, layout. What type of question do you want? Do you want a block or radio button under option? All right, so that's what it'll look like, and you can see the preview of the choices when you select this. Throw in your learning objectives, so it's connected to a TEK or a Common Core standard, whatever you use. And if you want to, we can preview the questions. So let's check it out, preview, and that's what it's gonna look like for the students, okay? Except they can't hit show answers. That it's just previewing what it'll look like, okay? All right, so hit save, and that question is good. All right, let's go to true and false. True and false, obviously, is just true or false, and those are your only answer choices. You pick true or false, and I'm not going to go into too much detail with true and false. And you see you have the same text editor here. Throw in equation, symbols. I love this feature right here, adding different tools. It's like, you know, I showed you insert content. It's like the magic treasure box. Same thing right here. It's that. It looks like a calculator to me. And the music notes right there. Okay, that's handy dandy. So let's exit out of that. All right, so let's look at matching. And with matching, all I'm gonna do is match 2 different columns together correctly. So what I'll do, simple match the number with the number. And I'm gonna do 1, 2. And if you notice, a text editor follows my cursor. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to click on the correct answer setup, and you see here it moves my prompts on the left side. All right, so all I have to do now is drag the correct answer So that's 1, and that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. So that's the correct order they need to be in. You can select duplicate responses because maybe sometimes you'll have possible answers going into 2 different prompts. If you want to trick your students, that's what you can do. Scoring type, exact match, or partial match. And again, out of 100%, let's say if you do partial match and they get 2 of the 4 correct, then it's going to be 50%. And I'll hit save. Okay, so that's matching. Let's look at ordering. And all they have to do is put the answers in the correct order from least to greatest. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, obviously, I already have it in order, so let's make it a little bit more tricky for them. And notice how it changes. It matches exactly what you see here. And that's the correct order. I just shuffled them around. Okay, that's correct. It has to be an exact match. And again, you can do partial match, and it'll change the percentage here. Layout, button, list, or inline. Okay, and it shows the preview, what it looks like. And then just hit save. We're good to go there. So that's ordering. Let's look at the fill in the blank text. It's like fill in the blank. To create a blank, you just type in an underscore. All right, so I can do 2 plus 2 is blank. Okay, notice how I have those responses there, and they have to type in the answer here. Now, the correct answer, I can put down 4, and it has to be 4. And I'm going to add another one just in case they type in the words 4. Alrighty, so that is fill in the blank text. If you want it to grade automatically, then you have to do the correct answer setup. Okay, let's move on. Fill in the blank drop down. Okay, so I'll ask, what is 2 plus 2? Equals blank. And here, I can put in a drop down and then give out the responses. Can be 3, 4, or 5. And then the students will select 3, 4, or 5. It has to be an exact match. Hit save. That's fill in the blank drop down. Select the correct answer. Don't forget that. And then you can hit save. Fill in the blank drop down. Fill in the blank drag and drop. Let's do it again. 2 plus 2 underscore. So then what I'll do is add the different options. 3, 4, 5, or 6. And what students are going to do is then drag the correct answer in the box and then get it correct. All right, I'm going to hit save, and that's that. Let's look at short answer essay. Now we're venturing into questions that you will have to grade manually. So let's look at short answer essay. And again, you have text formatting options for students. What do I want to provide students? So if you're a math teacher, you probably want to add the fractions. If you are a language teacher, you can add the accents here. And then here's more of the radical symbol. And there are a lot of things you can do. Like I can have, you know what? Might as well unlock them all. What is the meaning of life? That's a deep question right there. So let's preview the question, see what the kids will see. There you go. You see all the tools that I selected, they can see, they can use. They can even add images. Man, there's just so much you can do. I kid you not. So I'm going to go hit edit question, and there you go. That is a short answer essay. And again, you have to grade those manually. Let's look at the next one. Audio. In audio, record your rap about the scientific method. And I'm going to preview question, and what students have to do is record their rap as their answer. So that's a nifty feature as well. Let's keep going. We're almost there. Let's look at video. Perform your rap about the scientific method. So now there's visual cues, and they're rapping, and they're dancing, and they're doing their thing. Let's preview question, and notice it pulls up this feature. Now, this is a pretty fresh feature. This came out maybe a couple of months ago, so it's a great feature with Schoology assessments. All right, file upload, pretty straightforward. You have your students uploading any of these files here, PDF, JPEG, ZIP, PNG, CSV, you name it. C++, if you're doing programming, MATLAB, wow, there are a lot of things that they can upload, different files. So I'm going to close that because it's pretty self-explanatory. Label image. Label image is pretty nifty, and I'm going to show you why. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach an image here. I have an image of I can drag or drop, or I can select it from my computer. It is a picture of a cell. Where did I put it? Somewhere here. No wonder. Here it is. Now, I'm not infringing any copyright adding this in here. When I searched in Google, I made sure it's for reuse and modification. There's the picture of my cell. Label the parts of the cell, and I'm going to add some responses here. This is my nucleus. Add another response block because I want them to know what the mitochondria is. And I'll do another response block, and I'll put that at centriole. Let's do one more. I got 4 of them. And I want this one to go right here. Okay. Possible answers, correct answers. So what I'm going to do is add some answers here. My options are going to be mitochondria. Okay, add another option. Oops, don't mean to put that space in there. Add another option, which will be the nucleus. Golgi bodies. And let's add centrioles. Okay. I've seen some pretty nifty examples out there, and I have another video where teachers can take a picture of a worksheet or get a PDF of a worksheet, turn it into a JPEG, and upload that worksheet here, and then put boxes right on top of the blanks. So that helps too if you want to digitize a worksheet. All right, so the correct answers, you notice how I add my answer choices. I'm just going to add those and drag them where they should be. So that's the correct answers. And again, if you want, you can do duplicate responses, and then they can reuse some of those answer choices. Again, partial match gives you partial credit. All right, hit save, and let's actually, what I want to do is preview that so I can show you what it looks like. So I'm going to preview that question, and here it is. This is what the students see, and they will drag and drop the choices. All right. Okay, so we're almost there. Highlight hotspot. Let's look at highlight hotspot. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and attach the same image I did with the previous question. I'm going to do animal cells here. Hit OK. All right. Okay, and my hotspot question is this. Find the mitochondria. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a hotspot around the mitochondria. I'm going to put another hotspot around, I believe this is the lysosome. I could be wrong. And notice I'm just connecting the dots, and then I can put a hotspot around the nucleus. And I can put a hotspot around whatever these are. I don't remember. Comment and remind me. Thylakoid membranes. I used to teach science. I forget. And these are the centrioles. Okay, so I'm adding these hotspots, and I'll just do another ribosome. Okay, here we go. So the correct answer, notice my hotspots appear here. The correct answer is right there, so I want the students to select that. I'm going to hit save, and let's preview this bad boy. Gonna preview question, and find the mitochondria. What they have to do is select the mitochondria. Alrighty. Next question, highlight image. Highlight image, and this is a question that you're gonna have to hand grade. So again, I'm gonna upload an image, same image I used earlier. And notice it's the same question I'm asking, but I'm asking it in different ways. Okay, hit OK. And what I'll do is circle mitochondria in red, box the nucleus in green, put a triangle around the, I forgot what other things were on the centrioles. And watch this. I'm gonna put this. Draw a triangle. Let's do this. Draw a blue triangle around the centriole. So what I can do is go ahead and change the colors here. Make that red. Make this one green. Make this one blue. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and upload the image. Okay, it's there. I already did. And then let's preview the question. And these are the colors that they can use right here. Okay, so circle the mitochondria in red. So I'm going to put a circle around that. Change it to green. Put a box around the nucleus. Actually, probably should be this whole thing right here. Okay, that looks like a box. Let's be more clear with the box. And then put a blue triangle around the centrioles. And I think those are it. So there you go. And that's what students will be able to do. Again, you're going to have to manually grade this question. All right, hit save. Looks good. Okay, next. All right, let's look at the next question type. Let's do highlight text. Here we go, and we'll do something simple for my English peeps out there. Highlight the verb. And then my sentence is, the cow jumped over the moon. Okay, and then possible responses. I am going to select what I want my students to be able to highlight. And the correct answer is the word jumped. Okay, let's do preview. Let's preview it. Highlight the verb. And students will then click on the verb jumped. All right, looks good. The next question type is a math short answer. So let's click on that. All right, so let's add in my question. Turn, and I'm going to use the equation editor here. 3 over 4, okay, into a decimal. Alrighty, let's see. If I hit preview, let's see what my students can do. Here, they can use a calculator or the text editor to turn it into a decimal. So it's gonna be 0.75. All right. So great for math teachers right there, because it provides them the LaTeX editor. All right, we're almost there. Let's check out Numberline. Now, Numberline isn't working for me for some reason today. And notice here, it's a great feature too, but I can't edit any of these buttons. If I hit add, it just adds another button, but the possible responses should be appearing right here, but something is going on, so I might just have to forgo this question. But what you need to do here is just ask the question. So and you can do a timeline. I've seen timelines. This is a great feature for timelines. Put the events in order from earliest to latest, and you could potentially have, a time frame, let's say from 1900 to the year 2000. Now you're gonna get this. Okay, that looks horrible. So what we can do is hit additional setup options and then do the tick distance to let's do every 10. See, now it's a little bit more bearable. And you can provide a label for your table. But what I need to be able to do is edit these options. But right now it doesn't work because it doesn't appear for me right there. I don't know why. Hopefully it works for you. And then all you have to do is hit save once your correct answer has been set up. Okay, so last but not least, let's look at the chart. For math teachers, this is a great feature. I'm gonna give this title, let's do number of apples. And I'm gonna try to come up with a pretty intricate word problem on the spot. Max y-axis value, let's do 20. X-axis would be person, and then y-axis would be number of apples. And notice as I edit, you can see my graph changing here. And I'll have two people. Let's do John, Jane, and let's say Mike. All right, so here we go. And my question is going to be John, Jane, and Mike start with 5 apples. John picks up 3 apples. Jane drops 2 apples. And Mike eats 1 apple. How many apples does each person have? All right, so John picks up 3 apples, so he should have 8. So this correct answer is 8, and I want to drag this to 8 if it lets me. Okay, so you notice that I had the increment set to 2, so what I can do is snap to points to 1 unit. So John has 5, 8 picked up 3, so he should have 8, so the correct answer should be 8. Jane dropped 2 apples. She started with 5, so Jane should have 3 apples. And Mike eats 1 apple, so now Mike has 4. So I set my correct answers. And through a increase, decrease the bar graph. And you can even change this to bar chart or histogram chart, dot plot. You've got other options, which is a great tool. I mean, man, I'm telling you, Schoology is where it's at when it comes to making assessments. If it works. All right, so that's it. I went through all 18 of them. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment. Thanks for sticking around. Later!